Today we got several crews going out. We are building water slides, prepping decks, packing dirt, building some patios, building some pergolas. So let's go check it out and see what all we got going on today. All right, so today we've got several jobs going on. If you'd like to see what's going on in the construction world, we're going to take you behind the scenes and in the middle and at the beginning of a couple of different jobs. And today we are riding in the old school 1991 7.3 liter F350 dually diesel. We like it. I like that sound. Can y'all hear that in the background? I just like these old 7.3s. I just like the sound. It just, I don't know, it feels like I'm getting in my grandpa's truck or something. And anyways, we got a cool this is a Blue Tides work truck, and I'll show y'all later. We got the outside wrap and we fixed it all up. It's an old 91 F350 dually, so that we can pull one of our big dump trailers, and we got like a 24-foot flatbed we use and all that. So just a good old muscle truck that we can beat up a little bit, not feel bad about it. It's not a $100,000 dually that I'm afraid to get a scratch on. But today we have got we got one crew at one of our pools building one of our commercial pools building some water slides. We've got another concrete crew backfilling dirt at another commercial pool, and then we've got two crews building some patio covers. We got a really unique job. It's kind of a cool house. We'll show you here in a little bit, but it's two log cabins on the same piece of property. They're side by side. It's a husband and wife with a mother and grandmother, and so we built this really cool patio coming out off the front, and we're gonna build a freestanding gazebo for her, and then on the front of the other house we're gonna do a patio cover extension. So really fun projects. Got a couple cool things going on today, so let's see what everybody's up to. All right, so we are here at one of our commercial pool jobs, and oh yeah, there's the truck. So that's a cool truck. We basically replaced everything on this: rims, tires, bumpers, lights, grills. We sanded the whole thing down, wrapped it. It looks lean and mean. And then we even had we're not totally done with the inside, but you can see we redid the seats, the carpet, headliner. It all looks pretty good. So just a fun little work truck to have. But anyway, so let's see what we got going out here. So if you haven't been following us, we are at a city municipal park. You can kind of see in the background, like there's a playground, tennis courts, tennis club. There's a library way up the hill up there, and there's more tennis courts there, baseball field in the back, football field, and then there's like a track that people are always walking around here. And this was a pre-existing building. It's just got locker rooms, mechanical room, kind of a little small clubhouse area, not very big. And then there was a pool here. So what we did, if you haven't seen our previous videos on this project, we tore the pool mostly out. So what we did is we tore the rim of the pool and then the bottom deep end of the pool, and then we actually built this pool inside of the old pool shell. So it did make it a little bit smaller, but this is still the size of about 3 residential pools. And then what you see here, these pillars in the back, is where some big water slides are going to go. So essentially what's happening here is this particular job is really going from a swimming pool to more of a splash pool recreational pool. It's only going to be 4 feet deep in the whole pool. That's the deepest part. So it basically goes maybe 4'2" in the deep end, all the way up to the stairs, gets down to about 2.5 feet deep, and then comes up to only 8 inches deep of water. Or I'm sorry, actually even 6. There's like a deck up there, and then there's going to be some splash toys up there. So there'll be water cannons. There'll be some water buckets that, you know, they like fill up and turn over and dump a bunch of water and all that fun stuff. So really it's going to be more of a fun thing for like entire families, no matter the age group, no matter your swim capabilities, because everybody can simply wade in the water. It's a really cool thing. It's a lot of new process that a lot of municipalities are doing and that kind of thing. So at this stage of the job, we've got all of our piping, and now the guys are doing some backfilling over here around the perimeter of the pool on all the piping, and then grading this area around the slide to get ready for our decking, rebar, and for the slides to come. On this particular pool, our slides will be starting either next week or the week after. So that'll be pretty cool once we get to that.
You can see here, just kind of tell you the way all this works. There's a mechanical room in there. We'll walk in there in just a second. And you've got all these pipes pipes that are coming out of the walls. So this is a big 8-inch pipe, 6-inch pipe. That's all scheduled 80, really thick, heavy stuff. Extremely difficult to handle, by the way. Then you got a 12-inch pipe coming out of the bottom underneath the footers over here, 4 inches, 6 inches, and then we've already got part of them covered up. There's already a bunch of pipes underneath that layer of dirt there. We layered up and then came in with this, because what all these are going to feed is you're going to go underground here, and one turns and goes into the pool here. Now what that is where the water gets sucked out of the pool, comes into the mechanical room, into a massive pump, I'll show you in a minute, and then comes back out of the room, and these two lines, the 8 and the 6, comes over here like this, turns a little bit, and it'll go up in the middle of the slides, and then it'll go straight up in the air about 20 feet. So that's how the slides would get their water. It gets sucked out of the pool, goes into the mechanic room, pushed back out here, and back up to the slides. So that just kind of shows you a little bit about how that works.
Let's go check out this mechanic room. So this is where the magic happens and all the behind the scenes kind of stuff. So this room was already existing. We've been modifying a little bit. You can see where we cut out the ground here. We cut out down in this pit. We're creating a stand here. This is your massive motor that's going in there. There's that 12-inch line from outside that's coming in. So that's going to come into a filter here that goes into the motor, then comes back up out of this, and is going to go into these two pipes and then go back out the wall and down. And then you've got your skimmer lines, return lines. Here's all your return lines for all the water features that'll be in the pool. So there's 4 water features, a bunch of skimmers, and a bunch of returns. Those will all come out here. There'll be a motor sitting here eventually. And then you got this big filter system, which that I believe is actually going to go over here. So this is like a massive filter. If you think of a pool, a normal pool has just like a little baby filter, not even any bigger than a 5-gallon bucket. But that's how big this filter is on this system. And it's pretty cool. Like here's like the big catch cage that it goes into before going into that motor. So this is kind of the beginning of the mechanic room. We'll show you some more along the way, but this is how it starts, and all of that'll get backfilled, and then that'll get covered in concrete. There'll be a motor in here, a couple other motors, a couple other things, and then there'll be a lot of piping all up in this room that connects everything together to make it run.
All right, so that just kind of gives you a brief overview of this job and what's going on here today. This job like this. Now, this part of the process is not super fast. You can't have just like a bunch of guys here all around like ants doing stuff. You got to do a little bit of a time. You got to pack this dirt as you go around. Make sure you're not busting pipes, because we've done that a couple times. So let's go check out our next job.
Now we are at our other commercial pool. You can see this is at the exact stage as the other pool, except just a little bit further along. This is, if you saw one of our videos, this was the first section of the pad that we did. And the reason we did this is because you can't quite see, but up under these carport, we had to slope out that way. But that sidewalk, even though it's also sloped out towards the dirt, the natural fall of the land is coming this way. And then as we got, let me see, right here where the mechanic room is, you got the mechanic room coming out, and then you've got this 11-foot section in between here that this part had to go this way and this part had to go this way. So it's like we got all these different little pitches in here that we had that we wanted to just take it easy, make sure we got this spot right, because then what happens is that water comes out of the mechanic room or whatever hits the deck here comes to the middle, and then from the pool to the middle, and then it's going to go out like that. And then once we pour over there, then it'll loop all the way around and come to a drain. So then what happens is the rest of this pool will go towards that part, and then we'll put channel drains in there going out that fence line, and then out there kind of where you see my truck is a big catch basin. It'll go into the sewer line. So let's take a look in here. So here's this mechanic room. Now this mechanic room, we did the whole floor, got a little closet here. We're going to now build another closet right here beside it for some of the equipment. Got all the piping coming out of the ground there, you can see. And then so now we're going to start setting equipment in here and start prepping this room. We got to paint it first, clean it up, make it look nice, and then we'll jump on that here in the next couple of days. So this will start coming together now that we got a floor in it. We obviously haven't been able to do anything in here because there was no concrete.
Right. And then you can see outside the pool here, if you've seen any of our previous videos, there used to be a concrete pad right here, and there was a gazebo, there was a tree over here. We tore all that out. There was a freestanding bathroom over there. We tore all that out, regraded, and then just poured this big pavilion pad that maybe later they'll build something, but as of right now, it's just going to stay like this. It'll be just a big, nice open pad that people can chill on, and then they're right here by the swimming pool area. And again, you can see this is another municipal park. There is, you know, playground over here. There's pavilions, basketball courts. Here's another playground back over here. There's sports fields back there. There's a library or some sort of building over here. So, and then up in the front over there, you got tennis courts. All kind of things happening at this particular one. And then there was, this old pool had a big slide way on the other side with a pool. We tore that out and just grassed it, but we did keep this splash pad over here, which we just are pressure washing, painting, kind of cleaning up, and it'll go along with the pool. All right, so now if you saw our video the other day, we finally started some slides. So let's take a look at what we got here. So now these huge pillars are going in. There's the big platform that kids will go up on, about 20-25 feet in the air, and then they're going to make a big loop-de-loo and come out to the pool to these two spots right here, and they are building the slides in the background. So let's take a walk over there. Of course, day in the life of construction, we got the big lift stuck in the mud because it rained all weekend long. Our big telehandler, look at those big divots. So this is where the you can see there's the big landing. That opening will come to the stairs, come out, come down to this pillar, and then it'll land right there and then step down to the deck. So that's what'll be happening here. And then if you come over here, we're gonna be opening this up, but this is the pre-existing little splash pad, so we'll be adding on to that. Fellows are getting the slides put together. These are going to be pretty cool tubes. They're going to be totally encased for safety and for fun. These ones here are bright yellow. Can't wait to get myself in there. And then so we got this yellow slide, and then that one over there will be blue. So you can see all those shells they're not put together yet. You can kind of see how they're half. And then what they do, they got tons of bolts that go in there. You can see all there, all on this side. So they've almost got this one put together as far as pieces are concerned, but they have to be like that so that then they can start going up.
All right, so now we're at this really cool house. This is a log cabin and another mother-in-law's log cabin next to it. And what we're doing on this one is building a whole front porch extension on here, doing a 12-foot extension so that they can look out. They've got awesome looking woods here. The deer come up. It's a really cool place. And then what we did for the mother-in-law is on the front, we built this whole patio coming out in flagstone, and they liked it so much that now she wants me to rip up all this concrete and then redo it all, including up under there with flagstone, which is going to look awesome, and then do some sidewalks and another patio in the back and build a jacuzzi. So really cool projects for these people. They just retired, so they're ready to settle in. But let's take a look at this patio here.
Right, so you can see how we come off the house here, turns into that flagstone. We even put the flagstone around the edges so you can't see any of the concrete. Looks absolutely beautiful. Got the post coming in. We got everything going stained and painted. Big old permacast posts, huge LVL beams. It's going to be a really nice freestanding gazebo here. But now we're going to come back and go ahead and tear this concrete out because unfortunately when they first moved into the home, they had a contractor who came out who didn't know what they were doing, and they even questioned it. And I don't know if you can see this here, but this goes up and that goes back down, and then that is sloping towards their house, and then this is all sloped out like this. Somebody just they did good finish work, but they did not slope this all right. So it's sloping in the house, got a low point here, then slopes down to here. None of it's level or square with the house. So they just did a real piss poor job on their layout, and even when they were questioned about it, they didn't do it right. So, and then that flagstone will continue all up under here, down on that ramp, so it'll all just be real cabin style. So here's, we got the first coat on all the rafters going in, so it's gonna look cool.
Now that we got that in, and I just got done having a conversation with her, so now we gotta go find some more flagstone.